everybody, it's Kira and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing the mid-year book freakout tag. This tag has been going around because it's kind of near the middle of the year and it's just a way to check in on how your reading has been and just a bunch of questions. So I will leave the creators' videos in the description below and let's just get into it because there's a lot of questions. So question number 1 is the best book you've read so far this year, and I have 2 answers for this one. And the first one is Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. This was just a magical, amazing fantasy book. So it's about this girl named Zelie who has magical powers, and in this land magic is forbidden, but it ends up coming out and she and her brother are forced to go on the run with the princess of this country, and it's just like a magical wild ride from start to finish and has a lot of characters that are just super lovable but also complex and like you want to yell at them but you can't, and just all this really fun stuff. And so that was definitely one of the best books I read. And the other one, because I can't just pick one, is Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers. Now this is my favorite book so far for a different reason. It was just very inspiring and very like, it was also just a very good reminder of who I am as a child of God, and just a really well-written story about this woman named Angel who's been a prostitute her whole life, and this guy named Michael Hosea who rescues her and marries her and then shows her just this immense love. And it was just so amazing and I'm so happy that I read it. Question 2 is the best sequel that you read so far this year, and this will come as no surprise to anybody. The best sequel so far is A Reaper at the Gates by Sabaa Tahir. This is the 3rd book in the Ember in the Ashes quartet, and it is just phenomenal. I talked about it so much already, but it's just so amazing, and I need more people to read this book so we can like talk about it because it is just so amazing, and you get a lot of world building and character building and just things happen in this book and it's crazy, and yeah, it's just the best. So question 3 is a new release that has come out that you haven't read yet, and for that I'm going to say With Twinkle from Love, nope. Twinkle with Love by Sandhya Menon. I did not read When Dimple Met Rishi, but this one sounds a little bit more up my alley. It's about a girl who is a filmmaker, and I love anything to do with making movies and TV shows and that whole thing. I mean, that's kind of a part of a reason why I started my booktube channel, is because I love making videos and just everything about it. And so I don't know much more about it other than it's a contemporary romance, I'm pretty sure, and it just sounds really cute and fluffy and just really like a fun time. Question 4 is the most anticipated releases for the second half of the year. So I have a couple. Muse of Nightmares by Laini Taylor is definitely on the top of my list. I need this book, like I cannot wait for it to come out. And the other big one for me is An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green. I love John Green's books and I love Hank Green as a person, as a creator. So I'm super excited to read his book, and it's about this girl who gains instant fame, and so it's kind of his story in a way, but also not, and like how his character has to deal with that. And I'm just super excited. Like, it's an adult book, so I think it'll be a little different to what I normally read, but I'm just super excited to see how he does it, how he writes, and like I'm so excited. And I believe he's writing a sequel right now too, which is really exciting, and I want to read this book so I know what it's like. Number 5 is your biggest disappointment of the year, and I'm really sad that I didn't like this book, and that is Every Heart a Doorway by Shawnee Maguire. I really want to like this book. So this is a book, if you don't know, this is a book about this school for wayward children where people who go through these magic portals into different worlds can come back and stay at this school and help them like figure out how to deal with life now that they've come back for it. And it's got like a murder mystery in it, but it's so short. It's less than 200 pages. It's only 170 pages, and it just, for me, it just moved way too fast. We didn't have time with any of the characters. The murder mystery was just weird. So I think I'm going to reread this on audiobook at some point because people have said that the audiobook is really good. And it's just something that I really love, is like people going to magical worlds and coming back. That's always something that I love because I love like the Chronicles of Narnia is one of my absolute favorite series, and that's about kids who go to a magical world. And so I think I just wanted more of the like talking about the magical worlds. So I think if I reread this and then I read the two other books that have come out in this series, which talk about the other characters, the side characters and their worlds that they went to, I think I would like it a little bit more. But yeah, so far this is my biggest disappointment, and it's so sad because I really want to like this. Number 6 is your biggest surprise, and for me that is The Poet X by Elizabeth Vaistedo. I still am saying that wrong, I'm pretty sure. This is a story told in verse, and I've never read one of those before, and so I didn't really know what to expect going into it, especially since I'd been reading a lot of fantasy books, and this is a contemporary, and so I wasn't sure how it was going to go, but it just blew me away. It's so heartfelt and heart-wrenching and just so full of feels and wonderful characters, and it just blew me away. It was so amazing, and it super surprised me this year. Number 7 is your favorite new author. This can be a debut or new to you, and I'm going to go with a debut author, which is Tomi Adeyemi. I cannot wait for the second book in the Children of Blood and Bone series, and I will read anything that she puts out because it was so amazing, and I'm super excited to see what she has in the future. Number 8 is your newest fictional crush, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't really have one this year. It's mostly been continuation of like Elias, but I also really want him with Laia. And the other fictional crush that I have is Bellamy Blake from The 100, but like this season, season 5, has just been crazy, and we haven't gotten like any flashbacks yet, and so I don't know a lot of what happened in the past 6 years, and so he's a very different person now. And also, kind of unpopular opinion, but I don't like the beard. I like him clean shaven way better. But I also like, as much as I have a crush on him, I want him with Clark, and so yeah, those are my two crushes that I have, fictional crushes that I have right now, but I don't really have any new ones, honestly. Number 9 is your new favorite character, and I had a hard time choosing this one actually because a lot of the books that I read were either rereads or sequels to books I'd already read. But I'm going to go with Angel from Redeeming Love. She is a very tough character to love, and there are times when you just want to shake her and be like, look at the love that you have and look at this beauty that is all around you. Why can't you just accept what you have and forget about your old life? But I liked her because she was complex and she was driven by her emotions and her thinking. Like, everything about her was different than any character that I've ever read before, and just her past as a prostitute was something that super impacted her and how she thought about life and people and men in particular, and it was just super interesting to see her grow as a character, and I really loved her for that. Number 11 is a book that made you cry, and we're going to get into some repeats here, and that is Reaper at the Gates, because there was a huge character reveal in here that I was not expecting, and the ending, there's a thing that happens to a character, because I can't tell you about it yet, but like there's a thing that happens, and yeah, it made me cry. It was a very emotional book, and I mean, it was mostly good feels, but a lot of feels were felt in this book. Like, it was a super emotional journey. And number 12 is a book that made you happy, and for this one, I'm going to go with The Book Jumper by charge the battery pack. Oh no. Okay, sorry if the camera angle changed or anything changed. My camera was about to die, and wow guys, I love my room. So I have this really weird thing where I have an outlet on the ceiling, like almost right above my bed, and I film with my tripod actually on my bed, and so I have my camera plugged into my ceiling right now, and it's pretty great. So, okay, let's get back to the tag. Number 11 is a book that made you happy, and for this one, I'm going to go with The Book Jumper by Mechthild Glasser. This is a book about a girl who can jump into books and talk to the characters, and that's what made me really happy about it. It was just like a fun read, like every book lover's dream to go into book worlds and get to talk to people in them. It wasn't the best book I ever read, but it was definitely just a really fun and entertaining read. Number 12 is your favorite book to movie adaptation, and I will be honest, I don't think I've seen any this year. I know a lot of people have seen Love, Simon, but I have not, and I'm trying to think of what movies. A lot of them are coming out, so The Darkest Minds, To All the Boys I've Loved Before, and oh no, there's one more. Oh, The Hate You Give. Those are 3 book-to-movie adaptations that are coming out in the second half of the year, but I haven't read any of those 3 books, and so they are on my list of books to read, but I don't think I've seen any this year so far. So I don't really have an answer for this one. Number 13 is your favorite video that you've made so far. And for this one, I don't have a lot of videos that I've made this year just because I took a break for the first couple months of the year. But I think I'm going to say my Bookocalypse tag that I did with my brother Toby. It was just super fun to get my family kind of involved, and it was a really fun tag to do, and I was tagged to do it, and I got to tag other people, and it was just like super fun thing to do, and I can't wait to do like more tags in the future and hopefully bring more of my family into my videos. Number 14 is the most beautiful book you've bought this year, and for that I'm actually going to go with a book that I haven't hauled yet, so you guys are getting a sneak peek, and that is Ash Princess by Laura Sebastian. So I didn't mean to buy this. I had put it on Amazon. I'd made a wish list of books that I want for my family so they know what books I want for like Christmas and stuff, and somehow it accidentally ended up in the shopping cart, and my mom didn't realize it, and so I accidentally bought it. And so she was like, I can send it back, but then I saw this cover in person, and like it looked pretty and amazing like online, but then I saw it in person and I was like, nah, I'll just keep it. So yeah, that is this book, and I can't wait to read this because I have no idea what it's about, but it looks amazing and it's just gorgeous. And number 15 is books you still have to read before the end of the year, and well, there are so many. So the first ones that come to mind are the Darkest Minds series and To All the Boys I've Loved Before series. I want to read those before the movies come out so I can see the movies. I requested all of those books from the library, so hopefully I will get to them before I have to go back to school. But then 2 other big ones are The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas, because I still haven't read this yet, and this movie also comes out this year. And the other big one that I haven't read yet that I really want to is Codename Verity by Elizabeth Wein. This has been sitting on my shelf for like a year or 2 now, and I just need to get to this. So I don't think I'll get to it until I go back to school because it's a book that I own and so I can read it. I don't have access to a good library. But yeah, it's just been sitting on my shelf and I just need to read it. I want to read it so bad, so I just need to read it before the end of the year for sure. And I mean, these are only 2 books of the I don't know how many are on my shelf down there that like I need to read hopefully before the end of the year, just like soon. So yeah, these are 2 big ones though. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed me freaking out about all of the books that I've read or haven't read this year so far. If you guys haven't done this tag and you want to, go ahead and do it. It's super fun. I'm hoping to make it a yearly tradition. Hopefully I'll make it in June next year when it's actually halfway through the year, not July when it's a little over halfway through the year, but you know, we're still in the middle of the year, so it's okay. So thank you again for watching. All my social media links are in the description as always. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!